Hello, my happy crumpin' wargamers. We are going to go through the balanced data slate of Quarter 2 2023 together. We're going to see how this is going to impact the Arks of Omen meta. And this is actually a first look. I have not looked at this. I did read just through the aircraft bodyguard rules. So I'll tell you there's nothing really different there. But besides that, we're just going to do it live and we are going to talk about what is going to change in our meta. If you like these videos, if you like that I'm bringing it up to you within 5 minutes of this thing dropping, please give me a like, hit me a subscribe, and add a comment down below. Please tell me if you think there's any problems with the balanced data upslate and they should have changed it. If you have any suggestions for how Games Workshop should have done it differently, make sure you type it down in the comments. We'll go through them. Okay, cool. So aircraft and bodyguard is unchanged and indirect fire weapons is unchanged. Now this is one thing I actually would have loved to have seen a difference on, because if you read the indirect fire, it says if such weapon targets a unit that is not visible, i.e. no models in the target unit are visible to the firing unit when selected as a target. That's a problem, because what this allows for is that it allows for one model in the indirect firing unit, so say D cannons for I don't know, Eldar. If one of the D cannons can see a target, none of the D cannons take the indirect fire penalty. So I don't really necessarily enjoy that, but you know, no change, it's okay. Now this is where I think we see our very first changes. So Abhor the Witch is moving from Warpcraft to Purge the Enemy. Okay, so you can take Abhor the Witch and say Warpcraft or Warp Ritual if you wanted. I mean, pretty small. I don't think it really matters, but that's kind of cool. Then we're going to look at add the following to the end of. Okay, so this is actually really important. So we're going to add this is the following, so Codex Warfare. So this is the thing that basically just auto-scored Dark Angels and your Iron Hands 15 points just for remaining in Devastator Auction all game. It used to be they could score 2 points for every unit they killed with a heavy weapon while in the Devastator Doctrine. But now you can maximum only score 5 victory points by staying in the Devastator. So that's cool. I don't know if it's earth-shaking, but it definitely will decrease a few of the auto points from some of those super heavy, hard-hitting matchups with the Iron Hands and Dark Angels and what have you. Change the last paragraph of Call Order Secondary objective to read: at the end of the battle, for each battlefield role that was selected, score 3 victory points if one or more units in your opponent's was destroyed. Yeah, I'm not sure what the Cult Order Secondary is, so to be honest with you, I don't necessarily know what that is. That might be, maybe that's a Death Watch? I'm not sure. Then delete the first and last bullet points from the Brood Swarm Secondary objective. Oh my, let's, this is something that we should look up here. First and secondary, so just let me, give me 2 seconds, and I'm going to figure out what those first and 2 secondaries were. We're just going to scroll here. I'm in the Arks and Omen, and let's look at the Gene Stealer Cult secondaries. Ritual Brood Swarm. Oh, okay, so Brood Swarm just got annihilated. Wow. So now Brood Swarm is a maximum of 3 points per turn. And the of 2 points per turn, or I guess 3 points. So you have to have more models within your deployment zone for 1 point, and have more models on the battlefield that are within no man's than your opponent does, and then 1 for having both of those. So Brood Swarm just got smashed. So I don't think Gene Stealer Cults are ever going to take Brood Swarm again. Looks like they're probably going to move on to behind enemy lines, which they'll still score really well. But that's bad. That sucks, man. Okay, let's head back to our data slate. Space Marines. Unit gains a bonus depending on combat doctrines. Are there any differences here? If the tactical doctrine was active for your army during the previous, nope, that's the same. Add the following bulletproof. Nope. So Space Marines got really no changes here. Or Dark Angels. Okay, we have a big change here for Dark Angels. Delete the 4th bullet point from the Inner Circle ability. So let's just go look up what the Inner Circle ability is. Give me 2 seconds, and this is certainly not the illegal website that is. What is the 4th bullet point here? I'll just go ahead and load Space Marines, and we can look at it together. And it's loading. All right, let's just go ahead and load up Dark Angels here. Dark Angels and Inner Circle. Inner Circle. Each time an attack is made against this unit, if this unit has the Inner Circle unmodified wood roll, oh, did they lose? They lost Transhuman. What? Whoa. Okay, so Dark Angels lost Transhuman. Let me make sure I'm reading that right. 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th bullet point. Each time an attack is made against this unit, if this unit has the infantry keyword, an unmodified wound roll of 1 to 3. Wow. So permanent transhuman is now gone from Dark Angels infantry. Okay, that is huge. I think Dark Angels are still not in a horrible place, but that is a big dang deal. Wow. Okay. Well, that's going to change the entire meta right there. So Drukhari change. I don't think that's any different for Drukhari. Harlequins. Ignore the table Luck of the Laughing God. Yep. All right. Each time a unit with this characteristic makes a normal move, does not apply if the unit is within a transport. Nope. Harlequins are exactly the same. Deathwatch. Change the mission tactics detachment ability to read. Do not use the rules in Codex Space Marines to determine. Instead, at the start of each battle round, select the. Okay, so this is cool. All right, so now at the start of each battle round, Deathwatch is going to be able to choose whichever doctrine they want to be in. I don't know if this is enough to fix Deathwatch, but it's definitely enough to do quite good. So now they're just going to be able to choose whatever doctrine they want to be in every single round. And that's actually pretty cool. So I think that's going to help Deathwatch out a lot. So I'm happy to see that. Chaos Demons. Nope, that's the same. So just it was just the Flamer nerf. Let's see if there's any difference on our Eldar. Hail of Doom is the same. All right, Psychic Storm is still the same. And then change the second matchless ability. Yep, nope. So they're fine. Chaos Space Marines. Let's take a look at the Chaos Space Marines. Change the second bullet point of experimental. Okay, so that's just the nerf to Cult of Bile, so no change there. Add mech. Same from their last balance up slate. Let's check out Tyranids, see if they unnerfed Tyranids a little bit. Each time an attack is made against a Synapse monster, unit with this adaptation, unmodified wound roll of 1 to 3. Yep. Nope, that's fine. That's the same. Reaper of Obliterax is still reasonable because it's still an incredible artifact, but change the second sentence of the overrun stratagem. Nope, that's still the same. Delete the last sentence. Okay. Nope. So no changes on Tyranids. And then let's look at the Death Guard. Yep. Nope, that's the same thing. So they have obsec. So no help for Death Guard here. Tal Empire. Change the second bullet point of Montcalm ability to read each time a unit with a range attack that targets a closest enemy. Reroll wound rolls 1. So that's the same. Devastating Counterstrike. Makes it was it 9 inches. Having a Mark-Light, that's fine. Nope. No changes for them. Let's look at Necrons. Okay. Change the command protocol's ability as followed. Replace the last sentence until. So that's fine. No difference there. In addition. Okay, that's the same. Core. Okay, so no change for the Death Guard, or for the Necrons, I mean. Let's read Astra Militarum. Change the last sentence of the overcharged last cell stratagem. Please let this be what I think it's going to be. A unit can inflict only a maximum of 6 mortal wounds per phase. Okay, this was so necessary. This is the sole reason why I stopped playing Custodes, actually. It's because one unit of Casterkin could kill 2 units of bikes and another Dreadnought easily by split firing. So now it's only going to be a maximum of 6 wounds. All right, that is amazing. And the Casterkin unit is not nerfed. It's still freaking awesome. It's just reasonably awesome now, and it's not just game-defining broken. So that is very, very cool. It's still a very good stratagem, still very usable. It's just not going to delete half a freaking army by itself anymore. Thank goodness. That was so necessary. Now, let's change the ability granted by the Finial, the Necrodermish first relic, to read Finial Aura. While a friendly Astra Militarum core unit is within 6 inches of this model's unit, each time a model in that unit makes a ranged attack, if the attack is allocated to an enemy model, the enemy model cannot use any. Okay, so they got rid of the ignoring modifiers. So this is actually going to hurt mortars quite a bit, but it still is very strong for helping to deal with phase capped models. So Astra Militarum got a small nerf here, but honestly, the overcharged last cells is still a great stratagem. It's just not unreasonably broken, and the Finial the Nemrodesh is still good, but not the most broken relic in the game either. So that I think this is a really good change to Astra Militarum. At this point, I don't think I have any complaints about Astra Militarum, except for maybe I think Lehman Russell should go up by 10 points. But besides that, now that they've made these 2 changes, I'm pretty dang happy with where Astra Militarum is. And those were really good changes, and it wasn't overblown. Let's check out my hearts, my loves, the Orcs. Okay, so the rule of 3 for all of their buggies is still intact. And then the WA is not changed. Cool, so no changes to the Orcs. That's fine. Orcs are in a great place. They don't need changes. The only change I would really make for Orcs, honestly, is I was actually kind of hoping they would get the good bits a little bit worse, because get the good bits is just a stupid secondary right now. But I would have been, but, missed opportunities. That's okay. I guess I'll be fine with my chosen army being awesome still. Let's look at the Adeptus Sororitas. Change the first bullet point. Okay, that's fine. And then the Custodes. All right, guys, so that's it. Listen, this was massive. It looks to me like we have a good balance brought to the Marines. Dark Angels, I have no idea what's going to happen. Them losing Transhuman is insane. I think they're still going to be quite good, but losing Transhuman is a big dang deal. I know now that they have the Lion coming out, they can get that 6-inch heroic intervention to their Terminators. So that's another power boost to go at the same time as a pretty big nerf to them. I'm not sure how this is going to work. We might see the drop off of Dark Angels, guys, or we might see a pivot to Ravenwing, because Ravenwing is still insane. And realistically, that might be what happens. We might just see the pivot to Ravenwing. Iron Hands are still great, but they're not going to score an auto 15 on their Codex Warfare now, which is really nice. And then Astra Militarum got the appropriate nerfs without touching their points, without touching anything else. I think Astra Militarum is in a really good place. That's Imperial Guard. I think they're in a great place now, and I think they're completely fair now. Okay, maybe your Leman Russes are a little cheap, but that's okay. I think it's a completely fair codex now, and I'm really happy. I really think this is probably an amazing balanced data slate. It'll take a few weeks to get to know for sure. I'm gonna see if I can grab a game against my buddy Shetel. He's an amazing Astra Militarum player right now, and I think I'm gonna see how things go. But I really do believe those are just beautiful nerfs. I don't know how I felt about Dark Angels. That might have been a little heavy-handed, although I don't really feel bad for them because they were so broken. Iron Hands is still really dang good. They just don't score their secondary quite as well. So Iron Hands is probably going to move up to the best army in the game now, followed by Demons. And then Guard will be maybe third. Oh, wait, actually, someone's telling me I may have missed something here on Drukhari. Let me look at this real fast. No, I don't see anything. Okay, so yeah, that is the balanced data upslate. I think that was it. I don't think there was anything else that went along with it. Let me just check here. Was there an FAQ that came out as well? FAQs. Oh, okay, there's an FAQ. Well, let's just go and check out this FAQ while we're at it. All right. This is an FAQ to the Arks of Omen Grand Tournament pack. Okay, cool. It looks like new errata is in pink. So let's look at the pinks. Inflexible command. Change each instance of from your army in the first 2 bullet points to read from your army that... Okay, yep. This is just paperwork. That's good. It just clears up the way the secondary works. So it actually works. Brood Swarm. Instance of within in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th to read wholly within. Yeah, that's fine. No problems there. And then FAQs. If I use the Iron Hands March of the Ancient Stratagem, does the chosen Dreadnought use one of the elite slots for character units in an Ark of Omen detachment? The answer is no. Okay. So it's just using a normal elite slot, not the character elite slot. Okay. That seems totally reasonable. And then for the purposes of Codex Warfare secondary objective, if a unit treats its active combat doctrine as being different to the currently active combat doctrine, does that unit score points relative to the doctrine is treated as having active? Yes. Okay, cool. That makes sense. So basically what that means, everyone, is if, let's say we're in Blood Angels, and you're in the turn 2, so you're in Tactical Doctrine, and then you use the Sanguinary Priest to put a unit into the Assault Doctrine, and they kill something, they will get the point for killing something in the Assault Doctrine, not for Tactical or Devastator or whatever. So that seems cool. Then we've got one more. All right, the example they have written here is this. Ivan has a unit of Wolfen, which treat the Assault... Okay, never mind. That's just explaining what I just said, so we'll skip that. And then the last question that they're going to answer. When I muster an army that includes an Astra Militarum Arks of Omen detachment and an allied Militarum Tempestus patrol detachment, am I allowed to take additional units of Tempestus Scions as troop choices in the patrol detachment if I have any units of Tempest Scions as elite choices in the Arks of Omen detachment? Yes. Okay, so it's a way to get just an insane amount of scions if you really wanted. That's cool, guys. So that's the changes. The FAQ, no real big deal difference here. And the balanced data slate is just gonna shake the game amazingly. Dark Angels are gonna fall off a freaking cliff, I think, unless they just completely pivot into the Raven Wing, which they very well could. Imperial Guard honestly looks freaking balanced now. I think this is a huge win. If you guys have any thoughts or questions or comments or concerns about how the data slate went, please, type it down below. I'll definitely respond, and maybe we need to do a follow-up video, and I can bring someone on here and we can talk a little bit about it as well. But overall, this looks great, guys. Appreciate your time. Leave a like, leave a subscription if you would, and love you all. And we will crump together soon. I think I'm gonna get a new battle report out maybe tomorrow night, but we'll see. I've got to edit a little bit because I'm learning how to edit it now. Anyway, have an awesome day. Bye bye.